Hello Aries, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your December tarot forecast. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I'm happy to have you here, guys, and today my reading will be a little bit different from what I usually do for the months. It's still gonna be love life, career space, and advice from the universe. I'm still gonna do messages from your purse, I'm still gonna do oracle card, but I will do it entirely with tarot. So the messages from your person will be just from another tarot deck. And this is something new I'm trying, but that's what I was guided to do for the month of December. And also for the oracle card, I picked the Spirit Junkie Oracle by Gabby Bernstein. So this is gonna be an oracle message in the form of affirmation, some sort of positive statement, mantra, however you want to call it. But I feel like it can be very fitting the month of December when we are summarizing our year and we are actively starting to plan or set intentions, or at least to dream about what we're gonna do next year. So this is very fitting to have it as part of that kind of enchantment energy, if you wish, in a positive way, of course. So let's see what we get for you for the month of December. What kind of affirmation would be useful, would benefit you. Let's see what's going on. And also don't forget to check messages for your other placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or the North Node. I will be doing a webinar about personal astrology very soon. It's going to be in a couple of weeks from now, maybe even less than that, about 10 days from now. So watch out for the information. I'll definitely post on the channel. There will be information on my website. So yeah, make sure you register for it. It's free and you will get useful information. And if you cannot join live, I will be delivering it live, but in answering your questions, because I am going to be doing more on that topic going forward. But if you can't make it, there will be a way to submit your questions in advance, and also you will get the recording if you register in advance. So yeah, make sure you do that. You just need to sign up, provide a little bit of information about yourself and submit your email, and that's it. I'm excited. Oh, it's gonna be the beginning of, a big part of what I'm gonna be doing next year. And it's not just gonna be astrology, of course, but this is something I feel like is important to start with. I definitely want to do more about inner work and healing, but I feel like this is a good starting point, because in my view, it's kind of, it helped me a lot. And I was never an astrology person. Like maybe I did something as a kid, like teenagers, they check horoscopes and, they may be the sign of that special someone because they need to get more information about them. And maybe it's not as simple to do it, right? Just through direct communication, things like that. But like generally speaking, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to it, and I didn't think that it could make a big difference in my life, that I know it or I don't know it. But I changed my views in the last couple of years a lot. And I was again in a position when I met my twin flame, and there was a time when there was no way for me to get information about him or how he felt about me directly from him. So again, I went kind of back subconsciously, I went back into that mode, right, when I was finding information. And that's how eventually I found tarot and twin flames. So yeah, that was an interesting turn of events, but that was only the beginning, and that's what I want to say and I want to bring up in my webinar, that it's not just about, okay, so, if you are a Scorpio, this is going to be a rough week for you, right? It's not even about the horoscope, really. It's not even about the divination as much. Because in my work, in my approach, I don't really use astrology for divination. Maybe a little bit, just like based on, what we're doing now, for example, right? So I'm selecting collectives of viewers based on zodiac sign, maybe as much as that, right? Or I do some tarot readings for lunation events. but it's not as much connected between like one and the other, right? What I'm going to be talking about is more on how you can utilize the information without having to go through a lot of training or like know massive amounts of information. And there is a lot to know, actually. Astronomical knowledge, esoterical knowledge, like there's so much going on, even geometrics, but geometry. But yeah, this is not about that even. It's more about how you can start basically from today, transforming your life based on more knowledge that you will get for yourself from personal astrology, right? Of course, you can do it for the loved ones. Of course, you can kind of develop the subject and get into the relationship space, but that's not the key thing. The key thing is do it for yourself, right? And to me, the further courses and work that I'm going to be doing on inner work and healing is directly connected to it, because astrology will help you pinpoint certain areas, right? Or build that kind of structure that you can use if you don't already have one. Maybe if you have history of working with someone on your triggers, on those areas of improvement, on your traumas, right? Like maybe you already have that knowledge. Happy days, you can go straight into healing. But if you're at a point where you don't know where to start, you're like, I would like to kind of, become a better version of myself, or I would like to not be triggered so easily by XYZ, right? But I don't really know where to start. I feel like I have like a pretty mediocre life. There was no huge traumatic event in my life, so I'm not sure, right? And maybe you don't have money or courage to go and hire a professional to consult you, or you just don't have the recommendation or whatever it is, right? For some reason you're not ready for that, right? You want to start small and you want to start more in a private mode, let's put it that way. And that information will help you make those first steps, right? And then you can decide for yourself, what is the next step? What do I need? Does it all make sense? And I can go into inner work and healing, keep doing it by myself, or I'm gonna find a professional who will help me kind of decode and find out more about my personal information, or I'm gonna work on building relationships, right? Or maybe go into esoterics with energy cleansing and those kind of practices, maybe something about meditation techniques, right? Like it can be just, at least you'll be able to make more informed choices, let's put it that way. Okay, let's get into reading. Sorry guys, but somebody from this group definitely needed that information, and I'll put more of that. I'll have a separate video on it this week, so I'll talk more about it. Okay, Aries, so for you we have all that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. How about that, right? And this sounds amazing, and it seems like so easy. It's like, yeah, it's always good to accept, like it's easier to accept the positive things, right? The miracles, the amazing stuff, but it's important to have your faith in it, right? Like not faith, but faith, right? To believe in it truly, actually. That's one point. Another point, let's read it again. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Another part is you are becoming the attractor. In Gabby's world, because this is her deck, it would be called a super attractor. Remember that you're a super attractor of energy, right? And in order to attract those wonderful, amazing things, all those miracles, you're supposed to be in high vibration yourself. And no, I'm not talking about like you suddenly become this enlightened, ascended master that's like, has got it all. No, I'm talking about being more knowledgeable about what is going on with you, right? And having tools to get yourself into a more balanced space, because that's really where you can start working on your healing in a healthy, productive way. Not just by dismissing feelings, not by ignoring them or pretending that everything is fine, right? Or telling yourself, I'm not supposed to be angry here or scared or whatever, or talk like that, right? Like that's not it. That's not it. It's not what we're doing here. Okay, let's get into tarot. Let's see what we have in stock for Aries for the month of December. Okay, we have Knight of Swords, Justice, and Eight of Cups. So this is for, let me move this a little bit. This is for your love space. You could be dealing with a Libra. For your career space, we have Eight of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay, so this is Cancerian energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer here. And the advice is Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot about finding balance right now. So whatever I was talking about triggers and dealing with them, that definitely should have made sense, guys, because yeah, this seems to be a big topic. Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yep. Finding the truth and accepting it, even if it's bittersweet. Or just bitter, I'm hearing. Wow. Okay. So, there's definitely somebody moving towards you, wanting to speak to you about something. It could be an existing, love interest, somebody you're in a relationship with, or it could actually be someone new. For a few people, I'm getting this could be someone new. That means even if you're in a relationship, there still could be someone new who wants to talk to you and express their feelings and emotions. And because we're talking about love space, this is more likely about a romantic situation. There is a possibility this is about friends and family, somebody who has love for you in a bit different way, right? But they want to speak to you. They have something important to say about your relationship and how they feel and what they think. But it's more likely that this is about a romantic relationship, and this is someone who's eager to talk to you. The good part is that you will have a chance in December to balance out your relationships and balance out yourself in those relationships, which is really important, right? Because like attracts like, as within, so without. And again, you're the super attractive. Whatever is going on within you, you're going to be attracting more of it, and other people will be mirroring those things to you. So it's important to let go of anything that doesn't serve you. It even shows like a ritual here. We have full moon coming up just in a few days from now, so maybe do a full moon ritual to release certain things. Perfect timing for that. Or at the very least, this is about leaving behind your worries and anxiety about things that either had happened and there's no way to change them, or things that you think may happen, but there is no knowing for sure, like whether it's going to be the case or not. So there's no point in worrying about it. So it's like the habit of worrying about things when there's nothing you can do about them. Okay, yeah, so balancing out emotions is going to help big time. And yeah, that's what's gonna bring in wonderful things. That's when you will realize how much, for a lot of you, how much you're dependent in your happiness on the other person, on that other person that you're in a relationship with, right? And you will see how the balanced way is to be in that content, happy energy yourself, by yourself, right? Find a way to get there by yourself. And then you can kind of share and amplify that happiness and joy with your loved one. For the career space, there could be some uncomfortable conversations, but know that the universe is bringing this in to move you forward. So you could be told that you're not working as part of this team anymore in this department, even get fired for some, I'm getting. But it's not. And a lot of you will think, at least at first, that this is a criticism to your work and what you do, right? And look at this person, right? He's devastated here. But in fact, this is being brought in by the universe that maybe for a few of you, I'm getting a scenario where you said the wrong thing and it went downhill from there. And it's like you'll be in this position regretting that you said all of those things. But whatever scenario it is for you, trust that this is divinely orchestrated and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You know, like here, miracles are going to be coming to you. You don't really have to work hard for them to be attracted. And if something is falling off, it's also falling away. It's falling away for a reason. So just let it go, right? It might be harder, you know, if this is, for example, if we're talking about work, if this is a project you really were passionate about, or this is a team that you loved working with, and now you have to go. But that's how the universe is helping you, because they know that otherwise you wouldn't have left, right? Like you would find those reasons, those excuses to keep staying at the same place. But it is time for you to move on, for your next step, for fulfilling something, you know, bigger and better in your life. For the advice, we have 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and 2 of Pentacles. Another card of balancing. Yeah, so keep balancing. Balancing, by the way, that's what I'm supposed to tell you here. Doesn't mean having to deal with everything that people are throwing at you, right? It's not like, okay, I can do this and that and that and that, and then you're like that, but everybody else is happy because you managed to, you know, find time and space for everyone and balance all those activities out. No, this is about balancing. This is like life and work balance. This is like balancing between 3D and 5D, balancing between giving resources to yourself versus other people. And it cannot be that you give 5% to yourself and 95% to other people. That's where imbalance is coming from. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Well, simple, but maybe not as much to some people. And with the 5 of Cups, usually it's actually about seeing the glass half empty, but not in this deck. If you notice, the clothed person actually holding the 2 full cups. So the emphasis is actually on the 2 cups that are still full of love. Yeah, so that's what your attitude is supposed to be. Focus on what you have created. Focus on what you have, right? On what you have to be grateful for, rather than on things that didn't necessarily work out. Because like I said, if something didn't work out and you find out during this time, that's how it's supposed to. That's exactly how it was supposed to happen. So, and I'm like that myself. I may still start like playing this old record, old program. It's like, yeah, well, I could have done better here and there, or maybe it's because I didn't deliver over there, or I hurt someone's feelings here. But it's not the case. So that's why there's absolutely no reason to be living in that energy, right? To move on. And just stay open-minded. Even if whatever you're going to be doing in this month is something very familiar to you, be ready for something spontaneous and something new and surprising in a good way, right? And we could see even here, all that I need is coming to me in ways I've never imagined, right? So you need to be open to that energy, right? That it's gonna come in some other way. And that's actually usually one of the lessons from the universe, when things that we desire come into us in a different way that we could ever imagine. Okay, let's get some messages for Aries from their person. The Empress, nice. Okay, we have the Empress and the Magician. Ooh, 2 major arcanas. So your person is seeing you as this combination of an Empress and a Magician. And some of you would ask, especially if you know tarot a little bit, like they're not the same, obviously, but they still have the kind of a similar vibe. But the reality is that to your person, you are this blend of tender and kind and loving energy on the one hand, you know, this nurturing feminine energy. And it doesn't mean like gender, it's gender neutral. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman watching, this is about energy. So on the one hand, you have this caring, kind energy, right? This kind of soft, flowy energy about yourself. On the other hand, you are the strong person who can make anything possible, right? You're just going for it, you're making it happen, right? Like there is this, they admire your confidence, at least that's how they see it, right? They admire your confidence and the endless potential. It's like whatever you're putting your effort to, and your brain to, and your attention to, you're mastering it like that. You become a specialist, right? And look at this major arcana. So your person is absolutely amazed by that, right? Like, how can one person be all of these things, right? Like, to a certain degree, they don't really believe that they deserve you, right? That they could match that kind of energy. So continue showing up in a high vibe energy and with some compassion and kindness. And you know, if you are with this person, that means you have a good reason to be with them, right? There is something that you love about them, hopefully more than one thing. So keep talking about that, keep like acknowledging your appreciation, right, and your feelings, so that they feel more comfortable and they understand that you're with them for a reason. Okay, I hope this has been good for you, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys. Don't forget to like the video, to leave a comment, to subscribe to my channel. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.